I'm Robert Scoble. We're at TechCrunch Disrupt at the Rackspace studio here in the Expo Hall in the San Francisco 2014 show, and we're meeting all sorts of interesting startups. This one is called Voteraide. It lets you share what your political interests are with other people and talk about that, and we're going to hear about it right now. So who are you?
Thank you very much. I'm David Fian, founder and CEO of Voteraide, and Voteraide is a unique online platform that allows only registered voters to go on, share their information with their friends and family, but most uniquely, see who their elected officials and candidates are, then remind also when they're supposed to vote, and then take additional actions such as donate, pledge your vote, endorse, really anything that you do on a traditional campaign trail.
Yeah. And this is probably a safer place to put politics than Facebook, because you know, the minute you say you're a Republican or a liberal, it starts a shitfest, right, on Facebook. Everybody's like, oh, why would you do that, right?
I personally can't imagine a worse place to post my political leanings than Facebook. And I think that we saw this with LinkedIn when LinkedIn showed up. There was clear that there needed to be a universe that was dedicated just for our professional lives. And we believe that there's a place that needs to be just for our political lives.
Yeah.
The problems that run throughout our country and our politics are all solved or at least addressed in part by us having better discussions about that. And without having to use modern technology to do that, we're stuck writing letters to our Congress people and writing letters to the editor and holding signs out in the street. It's 2014, we can do better, and this is a place ripe for disruption.
Yeah. How do you find the elected officials? I mean, when I first join it, does it list everybody based on my zip code, stuff like that?
It will. We'll actually make sure that we have your voter registration file. So we use the same tools that the best campaigns in the country use.
And you used to work for campaigns, right?
I did 10 years at every level. Politicians ranging from president on down to city council.
Yeah.
The most recent being the mayor of San Francisco, that race. What we do is connect you via the information that the Board of Elections would use in order to make your ballot. So it's 100% accurate, and we can take those politicians, put them in your news feed, and have them automatically follow and friend in the same Instagram style, where you don't have to go find them, they don't have to find you. Additionally, when you interact on the network, the voters will be able to see who their politicians are via a little star, and the politicians can see who their voters are, which uniquely makes our posts a petition. Since verified voters are liking it, politicians can be tagged and then view who is a registered voter. Therefore, you skip this process of having to go to an extra petition.
Does it help you? I mean, if you just read the voter pamphlet that you take to a voter to vote,
sure,
it just says something stupid like this guy was board of supervisors and he's a school teacher and he's running against, you know, physicist, female physicist, you know, whatever. And that's about it, right? It doesn't tell you anything about their voting record. It doesn't tell you anything about, is that a good person for your point of view or not, right? Does this help you learn the candidates a little bit deeper?
Absolutely. What we do is we provide you the platform that is all the different data points of your civic life put around your sort of self-evident rights that we speak about in the country. What we allow then is for you to pull in data sources from your choosing, whether it's family members or media you like or organizations that you like, and you can view at the easiest possible way all the information you choose to view to make your decision on those people that are there asking for your vote.
Yeah.
So not only can you find it, but you can tailor it perfectly towards your experience.
Very cool. Yeah. And so how are you going to make money, a business out of this?
Sure. We have a few different revenue streams.
Getting a lot of people just to click like on
No, I'm happy to answer this because you know, it's Voteraide because I was an aide in politics for 10 years, and now I'm an aide to the voters. And in the same way that we charge a premium to the politicians, it's free for the voters, but this is a for-profit enterprise. We believe that this is a service worth paying for and having dedicated professionals doing. So we have 3 revenue streams, the first of which is brokering your donations. We can take your donations in a one-click motion and give them to any politician you like and record that and let them know you're a donor, and we can secure a small percentage of that on our end for the brokerage fees.
Got it.
Additionally, we can do licensing fees for the media, and we can do upgraded subscriptions for the politicians, but at no point will we ever violate the integrity of our service and our representation of the voter, who's the primary client of the site.
It looks like an interesting service. How did you pay for this? How did you get did you
So,
who's your investor?
Who's my investors? So that's a great question. I was originally my own investor, and I put in all my money toward it. I really believed in the idea and proved it out with a great demo in 2012 in Ohio. Yeah. And then I came out to Silicon Valley. I got some partners around here and some big names, went and pitched some VCs. A lot of people felt they had lost too much money in this space initially, which I agreed with and told them I had the answer, which we realized that it might take too long. So I went within our family, and normally I would say self-funding might have its drawbacks, but my father's a former U.S. congressperson and expert at taking multinationals public. Yeah. So we felt that this was a great opportunity to not seek outside investment, and quite frankly, we team up really well. You know, we have our ups and downs, but quite frankly, this is a great team between my dad and I, and
very cool.
We've had everything we need, quite frankly. It's wonderful.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's fun. Where do you think this is going in the future? Are you going to do something like City Source, where you can report potholes in the street or crime?
Absolutely. I mean, you can do everything today on the site, is from asking to have potholes fixed to saying your stance on the war. It just depends which politician you point that toward. Where I see it going is integrating with actual online voting, which will be it's a near certainty in our future. It won't be for a few cycles, but we will approach digital electronic voting, and we believe that Voteraide represents an enhancement to our democratic process. Yeah. We want to integrate that in with the actual process of voting as we move forward.
Are you thinking of hooking up to something like Nextdoor? Because Nextdoor knows right where I live. I grabbed my address, so it knows I'm living there, and it could really be
in our stage of development right now.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of it.
That's not a main thing on our head, but I will say that personally, I believe Nextdoor is one of the best sites out there, and probably represents one of the best connections for our site. It's a wonderful company.
Yeah. I could see how you would mix voting into that.
Yeah, I think they're just great.
Particularly if you move all the way to where we're actually going to vote electronically, something like Nextdoor is going to be needed, because you're going to have to say, I live here, and this is me, and here's my proof.
Right. So we have that, and that's the inherent with the voter file now. But what Nextdoor represents is the networks and communities that have this, and really just the essence of what we're into.
I know this because my homeowner's president is on Nextdoor, and
wonderful,
and that's sort of how politics starts, right at the grassroots. Because if he does well with that, then maybe he thinks about doing city council. Then he think
all
maybe
politics is local,
right?
It couldn't be more true. Right?
People move through the ranks, and then hey, one gets to be president.
Right. Well, one day, right? And then he's your next door neighbor. Suddenly, you're the secretary of something.
Secretary of something. Well, thanks for. Where do we get this?
Hey, thank you so much. Voteraide.com.
Voteraide.com.
AIDE, like an aid.
Yeah.
And please, check it out in advance of the elections. Invite all your friends and shape your world with this disruptive technology.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So we're doing a few more of these interviews for TechCrunch Disrupt, the Rackspace studio here. Make sure you click subscribe and check out our other videos. Thank you very much.